Hello and welcome to Talk a Good Game. It's the preview of Aston Villa versus West Ham United on Boxing Day, 3 PM kickoff, and we don't have a lot of them left. We're going to do this in reverse order, so if you're on social media, pop onto facebook.com/HammersChat or Twitter @Hammers_chat and give us a like and a follow. I'm Gio from HammersChat.com, and I've got two fellow members with me who you will probably recognise. I've got Tom. Hello Tom, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Good evening.
Yeah, not too bad. And we've got Scott with me as well. Good evening, Scott.
Good evening.
Right, let's crack on. We've got a Villa fan coming up as well. Someone you might know if you're really into your comedy. But let's hear from these two first about Aston Villa. Tom, do you think they were right to sack Tim Sherwood when they did?
It's hard to say, isn't it, really? I mean, and they haven't done much better since they've sacked him, have they? So, in that respect, probably not. No, I think Sherwood probably would have had he would have had the guts and everything to turn it around myself. But no, yeah, I would have probably stuck with him. There's too much cutthroat in the Premier League now.
Scott, what do you think to that? Because Sherwood wanted Townsend in the summer, he wanted Aaron Lennon, he wanted Adebayor, all these ex-Spurs players, I suppose. He's got Pish, basically, instead. Do you think he was harshly done, Scott?
I think so. I think he knows the Premiership. I think he would have got a fight out of him. I think if you're after a fight or getting somebody to have a fight, a Frenchman is the last person you want on your side, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they had a fight last season. He took over last season and kept them up, took them to the FA Cup final. He lost Benteke, and as much as we slate him, he lost Delph, his captain. He also lost Vlaar as well. Didn't really replace him. They're sitting down at the bottom, 7 points from 17. Tom, are they down?
Well, I've read a stat that no team has ever been 7 points at Christmas and actually survived. So it'll be a miracle if it happens. But the last two seasons, the team that's been at the bottom of the Premier League has survived. So I mean, yeah, anything can happen. This season is a crazy season in the Premier League, you know. But I think that they're one of the three that have already gone. But yeah, I mean, but who knows?
Scott, does it worry you that West Ham are away to play the team that's bottom with just 7 points? Or does it worry you? Because this is normally the game that we just gift them points. And we did it with Leicester City last season. Their first win was against us, and they've gone on a run that hasn't stopped going. So they can thank us for being top of the league, I think. Scott, what's your opinions? Are they down?
I think they are down. I mean, he's been on today saying he wants 10 wins. And I don't know where he's going to get his 10 wins from. But it does worry me with the way we played against Swansea, and then we're going to them. They've got nothing to lose, and they're going to come at us. Our saving grace is they can't score.
Yeah, well, hopefully not. Anyway, I think they're down as well. I think they're knackered. When you look at teams that are going down, you think who we would take to West Ham. When you look at the Aston Villa team, I don't even think there's one player. You might consider one or two like Jack Grealish to be a squad member. But I don't think there's anyone that would get in our starting 11. And when you can't even get into a West Ham team, none of your players can, you're in trouble. But anyway, let's hear from the Aston Villa fan. It's Who Are You?
Hello guys, I'm Tony Jameson, stand-up comedian from the northeast of England.
There we go.
Aston Villa fan as well.
Unluckily for him, but at least we've got someone funny on for a change, unlike the usual guys that you have to put up with. I'm going to have to ask you straight away, Tony, you've got rid of Sherwood. Are you happy with his replacement at all? The transfers, do you think the transfers were to blame for Tim Sherwood's fall, if you like?
I think Tim Sherwood was to blame for Tim Sherwood's fall, to be honest. He wasn't my choice when he got the gig in the first place. I was very open about that. I wrote a couple of articles about it. And then when we got to the cup final, it was like, okay, that's cool. Maybe something's happening. And then, yeah, just back to same old tactics, Tim, unfortunately. So, yeah, didn't really shed too many tears when he left. Remy Gard, I really like him. I think he could be a good long-term appointment. But having said that, it all depends on whether we're still in the division come the end of the season as to whether he'll still be interested in hanging about. So I'd like him. I'd like him to stay. But it's football, isn't it? You never know. You never know.
Yeah, well, that leads me on to my next question. You only got 7 points after 17 games. It's going to take something special for you to stay up. It can be done. It's been done the last 2 years. Team at the bottom, but I don't think they had 7 points. Are you expecting to get relegated?
I've been expecting it for the past 4 years, to be honest. I think the tactic that we've had of having 3 worse teams in the league than us is starting to backfire this season. We need Nigel Pearson level effort to get off the bottom. We need some points. We need to desperately get a win from somewhere. We need some belief in the players. And I just think that we may have left ourselves a little bit too much to do.
Yeah, well, as you say, you've been knocking the door of relegation for the last few seasons, and I think someone's away to open the door for you this one, unfortunately. You need a win from somewhere. Last year, Leicester City played us when they were in awful form. They beat us and then went on that incredible run, which they're still on. I'm not saying if you win on Saturday, you're going to be top of the league next Christmas, I'm afraid. But are you confident going into Saturday at all playing West Ham?
Never confident as an Aston Villa fan of going into any match. Last Saturday, I thought the best we could hope for was the game getting abandoned at half-time. So we're pretty much playing for that, I think. So if there's any floods happening anywhere, that would be really helpful. We could do with that. But you know what? West Ham are kind of one of those weird teams where, like, you either turn up and you just batter teams or you just switch off. So don't really know which West Ham's going to turn up. Hopefully it's the West Ham who've had a proper good Christmas and they're all hungover. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Just a couple of really sore heads in the West Ham ranks.
It wouldn't be surprised if Andy Carroll was one of those players that turned up hungover, in all honesty.
Andy Carroll definitely turns up hungover, so that's fine. But, you know.
It's time for you to put your neck on the line, though. Give us a score prediction for Saturday. Villa v West Ham. Your score prediction is?
2-1 West Ham.
Well, I hope you're right. But Tony, thank you very much for joining us. The link to Tony's website will be below in the description feed of YouTube, so do click on there. You can get his DVDs off there as well, where he does a stand-up comedy on Football Manager. So you're into Football Manager, don't miss it. Tony, thank you.
A pleasure having me on. Cheers, guys. Much appreciated.
Good luck for the rest of the season.
And you, mate. All the best.
Yeah, that's Who Are You? And a massive thanks to Tony for popping on to give us his views as a Villa fan. Tom, we haven't won in 7 games, but you can say we're unbeaten in 4, if you want to look at it like that way. I've asked Charlie and Chris in previous shows, I've given my own opinion. Do you think there's pressure on Bilic for the fact that we haven't won in 7?
No, I mean, in the day we're 8th, and we, you know, and the main aim this season wasn't to get relegated. And I raised my expectations this season. You know, the fantastic start we had. You know, we was 4th. I thought, you know, if we didn't get 7th, or like in European football, I thought it was going to be a disappointment. But then the injuries come in, so yeah, I just, you just got to question. It's not so much Bilic himself; it's his manner and his the formation he puts out, the changing in play during the game, or lack of.
Well, Scott, you made the long journey down to Wales on Sunday. You must have been a bit disappointed. What was your thoughts on the game, Scott?
Oh yeah, 6 hours down there from Yorkshire. It was a big disappointment. It really was. I've never seen a game like it. Like I said to you, it was like I said to you before. It was like somebody had tied elastic around the ball and then tied it to our crossbar. Because every time we kicked that ball out, it came back at us as quick. It was just so disappointing.
Tom, are you hoping to see changes ahead of Sunday then? Because you were there as well. You were also pissed off. You weren't too happy with the performance you've seen. We're very lax. We're lacking in anything going forward. I think we look scared to cross the halfway line almost. Tom, what changes are you hoping Bilic does for Saturday? Sorry.
Well, as we know, it's a very, very poor Aston Villa team. You know, and if we can't beat Aston Villa, we're poor. And the changes I would do, it got mentioned on the forum. I possibly would put 3 at the back, 5 in midfield, and 2 up front. Completely change it, you know, or go 4-4-2. I mean, if Carroll's fit, he's got to play Carroll, and obviously, you know, I'll put Valencia up top with him. I wouldn't he keeps putting Valencia on the wing, which is one of Adidas's traits, you know. Valencia's not a winger, and he's got to be a striker. He's got to play. Obviously, Carroll's going to nod the ball down if he's playing, and he's got to have someone playing with him to obviously get on the end of the ball. So I'd go 4-4-2 or 3-5-2 personally. Tom,
do you risk Lanzini? Lanzini's back. He's obviously not 100% fit, and Bilic has kept returning players very protected. He's still protecting Alex Song by withdrawing him the last 2 games after the hour mark or something. He takes him off, keeps him fresh. Do you play Lanzini, Tom, or do you just keep him a bit safe for the Southampton game, which is just 2 days later?
Well, we heard rumours he was meant to be fit for the Swansea game, and so I don't know if that was sort of like the buffer. Like he was fit, and they said, right, next game you're going to be okay. I mean, we don't know the condition of Lanzini, or how fit he really is. So he might get 45 minutes, he might come on half time, but we are missing that creative spark in the final third. And that was evident. Me and Scott, we see it down there in Swansea. There was nothing at all like creative in that final third. I mean, it was awful. So we're missing Lanzini, we're missing Payet, obviously, but he won't back till January. But yeah, we need Lanzini back, and we need him creating that little sort of bit of like creative magic in the middle to create something.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily just creativity. I think it's just having the urge to go forward. I think on Sunday, I think Antonio, Zarate are capable of creating stuff. I think Kouyaté, Noble and Song are capable of creating stuff against a Swansea side that are in poor form. The problem was we didn't go and attempt to create anything. That was my issue. Scott, do you want to see changes from the team that you've seen down in Swansea?
I do. I'd like to see a 4-4-2. I'm getting a little bit fed up of seeing the lone striker because they're doing nothing. They're not holding it up. They're doing nothing with it. It's coming back at us. There's nothing up front. I'd like to see 2 working off each other. If Lanzini's fit, I'd like to see Lanzini up front with Valencia. I'm not a Carroll fan up front. I don't want to see high balls coming through to him. So yeah, I want to see something a little bit different because we lost 3 points against Swansea. We should have hammered them, and this is another 3 points that we need. We should be hammering Aston Villa.
Yeah, my only concern going into this game is that we play Southampton 2 days later, and then 4 or 5 days later we've got Liverpool. I worry we're going to pick up injuries. I thought we looked tired against Swansea, and I'm not talking about the end of the game. I'm talking about halfway through the game. I thought some of our players looked a bit knackered, and that concerns me a wee bit. I'm tempted to say I'd like to see a little bit of rotation for this game. I wouldn't mind seeing Obiang playing or Reece Oxford or something. Try something different. We've been playing the same core players this last 7 games without any wins. So just try something. We're playing Villa, who are shocking at the minute, but they do have a bit of heart. They do have. I watched them against Newcastle. The first half was worse than what we played against Swansea, but their second half they showed a bit of grit and determination to get forward at Newcastle, and they were putting crosses into that box like no tomorrow. And I'm worried that it's going to affect us with IU and Gested up front if he plays them both. And if Zarate's left wing, I think Alan Hutton could damage us eventually. He goes up and down that wing non-stop. But time to talk about one man in particular, Mr. West Ham. Tom, Mark Noble's getting his testimonial on the 28th of March. What's your thoughts on Mark?
Yeah, he's been, Mark. He bleeds claret and blue, and we all love him. We really do love him. I love him. His whole career, apart from the loan spell, I think he went to Hull, didn't he, for a season or 2, wasn't it, a few years ago? But apart from that, he's West Ham through and through, and yeah, I love him, but in the current squad, he's not good enough. But yeah, testimonial-wise, I'm really happy he's got it, and I'll be going for sure, and he deserves it, fully deserves it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to his testimonial.
Yeah, typical of the man. He's given all his money to 3 charities that are close to him, including the Dylan Tombides Foundation. Scott, you're not his biggest fan, but surely even you have to say that he deserves this. He's now in his 12th season with the first team, coming up to 350 odd appearances for the Hammers. He deserves his day, doesn't he, Scott?
He does, yeah. I'll give him that. I hope he enjoys his day.
Or do you look at this as a bad thing, and that it means that Mark Noble's not going to be leaving in the January transfer window because he's still going to be here in March?
Well, I don't anticipate him leaving in January because I don't think anyone wants to buy him.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll all be there for Mark Noble's testimonial. The club are planning something special for Mark Noble's testimonial. He's actually going to attempt a forward pass during the game, so that should be good to see. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us. That's been Tom. That's been Scott. I've been Gio. We'll be back on Saturday with a live show at halftime again. We did our first one at the Swansea game. We'll be doing it again for the Aston Villa game. So keep your eyes out on hammerschat.com. click on the forum. It'll be on there. It'll be on our social media, and it'll be on the westhamway.co.uk. It's going to be on all those sites. So please do join us at halftime and submit your comments to us, and we'll read them out in the show. And remember, hit the subscribe button and don't miss the show. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.